Hey, Mystic Michaela spiritual family. Welcome to Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela today. I have a question to ask you. When you go online, have you been feeling increasingly stressed, anxious, apathetic, nervous, angry? We're going to talk about how online culture starves the soul and feeds the ego. But first, hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. Well, it's good to be back. We took a few weeks off.
We did.
Just a little rest, relaxation.
Yeah.
Figure things out, sort some stuff out.
Yeah.
I actually took the time to start watching Vampire Diaries. That's my reason for the break.
Yeah.
We can get into that at the end, though.
We'll get into that at the end.
Yeah. So I do have some takes on Vampire Diaries, which I'll share. We'll call it overtime
He's
at the end.
surprisingly into it.
It's actually not bad. It's
told
not
you
bad.
For
it's not bad.
years. Okay.
But before we do that, all right. So you've been on Substack a lot lately.
Yes.
It's called Aura Culture with Mystic Michaela
Yeah.
on Substack. Easy to find. And you did this article on Emma Watson.
Yeah.
She played Hermione
Granger in the Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah, and she's a big actress, right? I'm sure she did other stuff that I have no idea.
She's Belle,
about,
Beauty and the Beast. She's in all sorts of movies. Yeah.
And she did this interview.
Yes.
And you got a lot of messages from. I even got some messages about this interview. Mm-hmm. And I guess the question is, why was this interview so fascinating?
Yeah.
I'm sure she's a great person and all.
Yeah.
But it seemed like our especially people in the Mystic Michaela spiritual family, really were taken by this interview. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that.
Yeah. So Emma Watson she stepped away from acting. So she's in a rare interview, like 7 years after not really doing much in the public eye. She went on Jay Shetty's podcast and she had the most indigo conversation you have ever heard without somebody using the word "I am indigo,"
right?
Because she's indigo green, and if you listen to the podcast, it's really long, but she's just very sensitive, and she was talking about her experience and her life, and why she stepped away, and what Hollywood's like, and what, because she kind of turned to academia instead, and she just was. I felt it was a lovely way to describe sensitivity and your experience and emotions and how it affects you, and not labeling yourself and allowing yourself to explore different areas of your life via your sensitivity and whatnot. And of course, the Mystic Michaela spiritual family is like, oh my gosh,
right? Somebody's
speaking our language. Because nobody talks like this.
Right.
Nobody talks like this. Usually people go on a podcast and they're like, this is my stuff and this is how cool I am and whatnot. And sometimes they're funny or whatever, but she's like really getting into the nitty gritty and speaking of things that are of great emotional intelligence and empathy. And so all of us were like, oh my gosh, we're listening. Oh my gosh, that really affected me. That made me think.
Yeah. I mean, well, okay. My two takeaways from this.
Yeah.
Well, one, you just want to take her by the shoulders.
Yes.
And then, shake her and say, you're indigo.
Yeah.
Like we all want to do that,
yeah,
right?
Like you're indigo, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe somehow your article finds
That's always
her.
Your dream, Scott.
Yeah, that is. Well, I mean, it would really help her. I mean, she's just a person like anyone else, obviously from the interview.
Yeah.
And I think that would be something that could truly help her, understanding that color. Mm-hmm. The other thing is I actually did look at the comments that were coming in on this interview.
Yeah.
Why was it so big? Why were people so interested in it? And it was kind of interesting. And I guess this is like everything on social media. Mm-hmm. It's kind of why we're talking about this today. Is half the comments were, she's amazing.
Right.
We get it. Like that would be like the Mystic Michaela spiritual family. People say, yeah, she's indigo. We get this.
Yeah.
And then the other half are just negative hate comments.
What a whiner.
Rich
kid.
Baby. Sensitive. Ooh.
Right. Hollywood
problems.
actress with her fake problems, like that.
Right. So you have, and I guess this is the whole problem with social media today.
Yes.
Is that you could put anything on there.
Yeah.
And 50% of them are going to say it's great. And then the other 50% are going to say it's negative.
Anything.
Taylor Swift's album just dropped and half the people are saying this is the greatest album of all time.
Right.
And the other half is saying this is horrible and
people always attack her.
She stinks or whatever.
Yeah,
blah,
of
blah, blah.
course.
So I don't know. That kind of just struck me, like that people would put. I mean,
it bothers me.
It bothers
because because something like this happens, right?
Yeah.
It's a rarity where somebody comes out and they're so sensitive and so vulnerable and so upfront about it and so just gracious with their ability to explain it to us all, and then people like me and all of us listening are like, oh my gosh, wow. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I never thought about that. Oh, she's speaking to me. And then we open up a little too. And then you see the backlash, and it's basically everything they're calling her, they're calling you. Right. You know, like stupid, whiny, and all the things that you're like, oh my gosh, I fundamentally connected with. You see the backlash is like, well, you're stupid because their experience doesn't match yours, or, you know, they try to minimize what she's saying by saying she's wealthy or whatnot, you know, and it's not like you don't get what they're saying. That's why it hurts. You're like, oh yeah, okay, I guess I didn't think of it that way. But it's really, I think, and this is what I'm going to talk about today, in online culture, two things can't be true. It has to be this or that. And that is a creation of the ego. Right. So every time we do anything online and we spend time there or whatnot, we are like starving our souls, which is a place where lots of things can be true at the same time and everyone's experience is valid at the same time. And we go into a this or that atmosphere, a polarized atmosphere, in order for our little human egos to feel safe. Right. You know, so it's like attack something that made us feel something is the knee-jerk reaction. And we're all getting the ramifications of it. So Emma Watson was like, this is just one of many examples.
Oh, yeah, everything.
But Emma Watson was the one attacked. Right. But if you like resonated with what she said, you're attacked. Right. You know, so you feel it. And there's really not a difference between her backlash and then you kind of like secondarily receiving that. And and my whole point of this episode is let's pay attention to it so it doesn't eat us alive, because it is. I see it. We're all not doing well.
I think it is. I mean, I think it's just the nature. I don't think there's any way to change it, by the way.
No.
There's no, it's the nature of the beast, of the social media beast.
Yeah.
Because let's just think about it. Let's say you go back, I don't know, 15 years ago.
Okay.
Is that before like Facebook and all that? All right, let's just say
I think Facebook's like 2008.
All right, let's say we go to 2007.
Okay.
And Emma Watson would give a interview on TV.
Right.
Okay, and you hear that interview, and maybe it's the same exact interview.
Right.
Okay. You know, where does it go from there? You know, you sit there, you watch it. Maybe you tell one person, I saw that interview. You know, she came off a little whiny. And that's the end of it. Or you see, I saw that interview. She was fantastic.
Right.
You know, but that's the end of it. It's not like in your face 24 hours a day.
The worst place that you would encounter it would be like, you know, the water cooler.
Right.
That's or like the old break room. And then you could just avoid that.
Yeah, you could avoid it.
Now you can't.
Or it was for a moment, a fleeting moment in the day. Like, you saw that. Oh, yeah, it was terrible. Oh, it was great. And that's the end of it. But now it's just like
here's millions of people saying
negative
comment things.
Comment.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't get it. What about the people in the middle? I'm the person in the middle. I've never commented either way.
I think most of us are.
I don't comment if it's positive or it's negative. I just don't comment.
Yeah.
You know, if I see something like that, I'm never going to comment.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more of us, right? That
I think
like
so.
That,
I think there's the negative people are very, very loud. And so you think there's more of them. Right. And also our brains are pre-wired to pay more attention to negativity than positivity. It's just a survival mechanism, by the way. Like you're going to pay more attention to critique than you are praise, because if you think
it's the greatest thing alive. It could go both ways.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just hoping most of us are in the middle.
Well, it was a lovely interview. And I highly recommend if you resonate with sensitivity to listen to it. And I wrote it too, like in my Substack, I did the 5 most indigo things she said.
Yeah.
Because she really did express a lot of those attributes very well without saying it, you know, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully her spirit guide is better than mine, although I have a new one. His name is Mike.
Mike.
He's replaced Phoebe.
Yeah.
Phoebe's on a bender. She's out of the picture.
She's done with you.
I told her, you have to go to rehab.
No,
until you go to rehab.
That feels so sacrilegious or something. Like my Catholic schoolgirl self is like, do not say your guardian angel is having like a moment. Well, like is on a bender.
I feel I've been doing much better with Mike. He's the New Yorker.
Mike's great.
Yeah, he's a New Yorker guy. Was he a cab driver?
Sure.
Yeah, works in a bagel shop.
That's so weird you just said that because your grandpa was a cab driver.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of weird you just said that.
Maybe, oh, wow. And he was for the 212 was the amount I paid.
Oh, yeah, that's weird. And that's New York.
To fix the fridge. And that's the area code someone pointed out for New York.
Yeah, a listener pointed that out when you first brought this up. You just randomly said 212.
Yeah.
And that's New York City's area code.
New York City's area code. And that's where he's from.
And that's where your grandpa was from and he was a cab driver. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. All right. But anyway, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, you're going to talk about the soul versus ego in social media.
The holidays are sneaking up fast, but it's not too early to get your shopping done and actually have some fun with it. Uncommon Goods makes holiday shopping stress-free and joyful with thousands one-of-a-kind gifts you can't find anywhere else. Let me tell you, for Scotty's birthday, I got him the coolest thing on Uncommon Goods. Now, we just went this summer to Yellowstone. And so I went on the website and I typed in, okay, I want some national park gift ideas. And this came up and I fell in love with it. It's a national park wood landscape. I'll take a picture. I'll put it in my stories. And I got it of Yellowstone. He loves it. I hung it up in our office. Every time we look at it, we remember our fun trip. I mean, it's just such an unusual gift I never would have found anywhere else. And that's the thing about Uncommon Goods. It has something for everyone, from moms and dads to kids and teens, book lovers, history buffs, diehard football fans, foodies, mixologists, gardeners. You'll find thousands of new gift ideas that you will not, trust me, you will not find anywhere else. So shop early, have fun, and cross some names off your list today. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/KYA. That's uncommongoods.com/KYA for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary. Is social media starving our souls by feeding our egos? Yeah, it is. Let's start with a story. I walked into the deli this week and there's a lady who works there and I see her all the time and she's purple aura and she's all like us. So we go right into it, you know, like, oh, is it full moon tonight, or you doing any meditations, or you've been to a sound bath lately? Like, we just go right into it. And usually everyone around us just is like, okay, you know, as we're talking about crystals or whatever. And this time, though, I walked in and she wasn't doing well. You could tell she was really stressed looking. And she's like, I can't handle it. I can't handle it. And I knew exactly what she was talking about. She was online too much, you know, and she was going down rabbit holes and she was reading everything and she was really stressed out. And she's like, how do I stop? How do I stop? Like, I can't feel like this anymore. I feel so empty inside. And, you know, I gave her my advice, which is, you know, you can read the headlines, but don't go crazy deep diving, and then tell yourself, I'm going to do one actionable thing that actually helps, instead of keep reading and keep getting sucked into it. And that's kind of brought me to talk about how social media and how it's designed is, it's a creation of the ego. It's a creation of the ego, and it's meant to drain us so that we can't feed our souls. So what does that mean? On here, I talk a lot about the 3D versus the 5D. The 3D is your physical world, and it is a creation of the ego, the collective ego. We all have an ego. What is an ego? The ego is the human part of yourself. And listen, the ego's big thing is it keeps you alive. So we have to love it, okay? Because that's what it does. But the problem with the ego is that the way that it keeps you alive is it really likes you to stay the same. And it doesn't care about your healing or your soul development. It doesn't care about anything except the fact that you are breathing, eating, taking up space, and surviving. Like that, it's totally just body interested. And like I said, obviously that's a good thing because we want to, you know, we want to have a ticket to the show, and that's how our bodies stay alive. Like we have an ego for it's your self-interest. The problem with it is the ego doesn't like when you learn something new. The ego doesn't like when you level up. And its only way to kind of keep you from doing that is by keeping you fearful, angry, isolated, busy, in survival mode, stressed, anxious. That's how, because whenever you feel those things, you're not really learning a lot in therapy, and you're not really working on your soul development, and you're not sitting there journaling. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, when you're in survival mode or ego focused, you're not leveling up your consciousness, your soul, your life. And the way that it looks, and that's what, when I talk about manifesting or we talk about spiritual downloads and spiritual growth, what we're really talking about is the ego didn't affect you. So every time you learn something, they tell you the saying, at first, the truth will piss you off and then it'll set you free. That's the ego. Like when you hear something or you learn something or you realize something, your initial feeling is like, oh, I don't like that, and then you can get defensive. And then you can get like angry at who told you. There's so many ways you can react to it. And we've all had those things. Like the friend tells you something and you're like, oh God, why is she so judgmental? She's such a witch. Like who would say that to me? And later on you might be like, all right, she was right. Like that. I just don't want to hear it. I don't like hearing that because your ego doesn't want you to learn stuff so that you level up. Well, guess what? Our entire society is. It's a collective ego. So our whole society works to keep us down. They don't want you getting, they don't want you getting an education without getting in crazy debt. They don't want you to level up at work without fearing retribution. They don't want you to make more money so that you can live a life with less stress. The collective ego wants to keep you the same so that you don't change. And then they have to have traps to do this to keep us down. And here's social media. And lately social media has been using politics. Obviously, there's a crazy polarization over in social media. In the ego, everything's this or that. Okay, two things can't be true in the ego world, in the collective ego. You're either this or you're either that. Pick one. You get attacked for either way, but pick one. Okay. In the 5D or in the soul identity, the world of, there 112 things can be true at the same time. Gray areas are totally there. We're all walking our own path and it's a collective one. We're all walking honestly together. But the ego world doesn't want you to think that. They want you to be alone, isolated, fearful, anxious, all that stuff, so that you don't feel that energy and grow. So now that you understand that, I think when we understand that the ego is just trying to keep us all down so that we stay alive, you can have a little sympathy for it. And then you can start noticing how it's tricky, how it's getting tricky on you. And so social media, and that's what I was getting at, it's sucking us all in. And, I got kids, I got a teenager, so I feel like I'm on there too much just because I'm always trying to know what's happening, especially now. I mean, what is going on online? I mean, we are exposed. We're not built energetically for this much exposure. We are seeing emotion, shock, violence, trauma, and we are seeing everyone's opinions. We should not be knowing what everybody's thinking. Okay, we just shouldn't know that. It's none of my business what everyone's thinking. And all of that, when you're a sensitive person, as we talk about over at, the Mystic Michaela Spiritual Family and this podcast, when you lead with your empath aura and you feel everybody else's perspectives at the same time, it breaks you. It's too much. And the whole point, I feel, of social media is it's a tool of the ego collection, of the ego collective, to drain our energy so that our soul can't grow. So we're starving our soul to feed our ego. That's what this is. It's a time waster. It's a complete drain upon our compassion or resources so that we spend all our time going down rabbit holes so that we just feel completely apathetic and then we can't actually do real change. Because there's a difference between reading something and then being like, okay, call to action, I'm going out there, versus reading something and being like, I got to read 100 more things and now I need a nap and now I'm sad and now the spiral. So how do we react when we see all this stuff? What does happen to us? When we're at the ego makes us do a couple things. So when you're online and you're reading these things, and you're reading all this stuff and you're seeing all this horrific stuff that's going on, we need to feel safe. So we tend to divide up into groups. So the ego loves polarization. It loves right or left. It loves to stick you somewhere. Truth or lie. It likes to stick you in places. And what else? What else does the ego do when we read all these things? Well, it makes us feel, we feel isolated. Like none of our actions are going to help anyways. That's just a drop in the ocean. You know, there you go. Amplifies apathy. Ego loves apathy. Ego loves to make you feel like you're so spent, you have no emotion left for anyone. How does everybody react to all this that they're seeing? They don't know what to do. Everybody's scared. Everybody's sad. Everybody's upset. Well, that's going to turn into anger. So we see all these comments of name calling and labels and anger. And we see all this and we're either called to do that or we hold it all in. And that just supports isolation. The ego loves isolation. Oh, see, nobody can help you. Better keep your head down. Don't learn anything. Stay angry. All right. And then we also end up only reading our own views or seeing things that we agree with so we feel safe. So that cuts out our ability to talk reasonably with each other. That's actually connection. Like talking reasonably with people is very 5D. But this is cutting that out. Oh, well, that's perfect. It's us versus them. Ego loves that. They love an us versus them. That keeps us down. That keeps us isolated. That keeps us from learning anything new. We just stay in our own opinion circles. And then also social media amplifies extreme views. They don't want you to know that most people are middle of the road just like you, that most people have a point of view that is compassionate. They don't want you to know that most people are not extreme like what you're seeing online. But they don't want you to know that, you know? So there it is. Everyone's extreme. Everyone went crazy. Better keep your head down. Don't learn anything. So once you see how the ego functions collectively and then like interacts with your own ego, you see like, oh my gosh, this is keeping me from socializing. This is keeping me from doing things in my community that could make a difference. This is keeping me from manifesting my own abundance in my life. This is keeping me exhausted. This is keeping me sick. And the ego, collective and individually, loves that because that means that you've not changed and you live to see another day, which is your ego's whole point. When I come back, I'm going to talk more about the 3D versus the 5D. My 3 cats, Dusty, Binks, and Cleo, they're part of my family. They are my fur babies. And this podcast is sponsored by Smalls. Listeners know that my cats simply cannot live without Smalls. For a limited time, you get 60% off your first order plus free shipping when you head to smalls.com/KYA. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients you'd find in your fridge, and it's delivered right to your door. That's why Cats.com named Smalls their best overall cat food. And starting with Smalls is very easy. Just share info about your cat's diet, health, and food preferences, and then Smalls puts together this personalized sampler for your cat. No more picking between random brands at the store. Smalls has the right food to satisfy any of my cat's or your cat's cravings. So now that my cats have been eating Smalls for quite a amount of time, they prefer it way more than any other cat food. I've legitimately done taste tests, guys. I put their 2 bowls side by side, their old stuff and Smalls, and they always go for Smalls. Also, my kitty's breath, it's much better, and their fur is much softer since I've switched to Smalls. I know that this year their winter coat will be soft and healthy and floofier than ever before. What are you waiting for? Give your cat the food they deserve for a limited time because you are a Know Your Aura podcast listener. Get 60% off your first order plus free shipping when you head to smalls.com/KYA. One last time, that's 60% off your first order plus free shipping when you head to smalls.com/KYA. So again, the 3D is the collective ego, the physical world we live in and how it's been created. And the 5D is the habitat of the soul. That is that you are interconnected. There is energy that we all share. When one hurts, we all hurt. Isolation and a division is a lie. You're actually affected by the collective consciousness. When one person feels out, we all feel out. The only way to combat this is to start noticing it and then feeding your soul and starving your ego. First thing, when you feel that sort of, oh my God, you know, bait, the emotion, the trauma, the anger, the labels, the polarization. Whoop, they're trying to bait me. I'm not falling for it. Not doing that. Okay. Like we do have to, as Pollyanna as it sounds, believe the best in each other. When you approach people with that sort of, I believe the best in you, you believe the best in me. I want the best for you, you want the best for me. Like that just basic understanding, you'd be surprised how many people rise to that vibration immediately to connect with you. I'm not saying everybody will, okay? I'm not saying people won't drop away from you quick. But you know what? They'll drop away quick. So we have to raise ourselves to a vibration of unconditional love and interconnectedness. And then the people who also want that and then are there will come together. That is how change happens, by the way. Like when we all stand on our gratitude and stand on our compassion and our sensitivity, what I've noticed is there is a huge attack on sensitivity. Another way that the collective ego wants to make sure you stay down is by telling you your sensitive nature is weak, whiny, that it is a result of some sort of privilege in your life, that your sensitivity is unnecessary, stupid. They'll label you. If we all, you know, sensitivity is something that it's, how do I put this? It's like people's perspective. I can feel sad about something and you can feel sad about something. There's no quantifying whose grief is worse. You cannot quantify pain. And I feel like the need to quantify pain, a sort of like, well, I hurt more than you, or I have a worse than you, or that adds to isolation and division. We have to just have compassion for everybody's story without, you know, trying to make a competition out of it. Competition is very 3D. But I've been noticing a lot of attacks on sensitivity, and those who are most victimized by their own sensitivity are the ones attacking. I've talked about this before. It's a phenomenon. There's two types of people. There's the people who went through something and they will feel it on other people, what they went through, and will attempt to help as much as they can. I see this in parenting a lot. Like most people I read, what happens is you had some sort of trauma happen to you growing up or something. And then, you know, you're either doing a job that helps people who are in that same situation, or you're parenting and you're making sure it doesn't happen again. Or you're just a person that is like, okay, I recognize what happened to me and I never want that to happen to anybody else ever. And then you're just constantly out there working against it and helping other people and supporting them. But then there's another type of person, and they're the person that's like, well, if I did it, nobody helped me, you shouldn't get help either. And really it's just their own sadness, like their own vulnerability from that time, like their own anger and feeling of just being forgotten. That is such a festering wound in them that the only way they feel better is to catch other people in that same spot that they were in but crawled out of and ridicule them for not, you know, pulling themselves up by their own bootstraps too. And it gives them a sort of superiority. Well, if I got out of it, you should. You know, I'm not helping you. I'm not doing that. I see this all the time. All the time. I mean, just on the local news I was watching, and they were just talking about like a program in our county for free preschool, which has been going on forever. And some lady's like, well, when I was raising my kids, I was single mom and I worked 3 jobs and there was no free preschool. I had to get my own childcare and so I don't want to pay for other people. And it's like, why? Like, why would you want somebody else to go through that? Why would you want somebody else's kids to go through that? Like, this is like, there it is, you know, and it's just, there's just two different ways of thinking about it. But when I saw that woman, she's a hurt woman. She was very, very hurt, and she was very, very unseen and very, very sad. And her ego won't let her move past that into finding connection and finding healing from that time by making sure it doesn't happen to other people, if that makes sense. A lot of people find healing through getting somebody through something they went through and didn't have help with. Anyways, I see this all the time. And, you know, a lot of these people who attack sensitive people online, they have this ego need to repress their victimization. They're unheard, invalidated hurts, and they just turn it into rage. If I can't say it, neither can you. If I didn't get help, you shouldn't have it either. And then the labels, like you're a whiner or whatnot. Everything turns into this. So here's my little pep talk for all of us. Our sensitivity is nothing to be ashamed of. I grew up very ashamed of my own sensitivity. Well, guess what? I don't feel bad at all. I feel terrible for people. I have compassion. I relate to anybody. I find that to be a superpower. It doesn't mean I have to agree with everybody, but I can see the human in everybody. I can see everyone's soul. Like I can see that. It doesn't mean that I have to do what they say. It doesn't mean I'm going to be manipulated. It doesn't mean that I'm going to, be a follower, which I think a lot of people think that about sensitive people, that sensitive people were weak-minded followers. No, it means I see you, I relate, I understand, and I'm connecting. I connect to you. I get it. I feel you. Doesn't mean we're the same person, but with the same thoughts and the same values. But compassion is what connects us, and never feel ashamed of that. I feel like if we're all going to get out of this really dark time, it's going to be because we're all going to sit with each other and hold each other's hearts. And and I don't care if this is Pollyanna, this is what I feel. And we're going to say, I wouldn't want what's happening to you to happen to anybody. I wouldn't want what's happening to me to happen to anybody. I wouldn't want that to happen to myself. Therefore, I don't want it to happen to you. Because when we're connected to each other, when one person hurts, we all hurt. And supporting people getting hurt, that hurts us. So I don't have a solution. I feel like I just want to open my eyes more to how the traps of the ego world is trying to starve us from connection. And hopefully we're all just on the same page. And I'm sending you a big hug of connection right now. And I feel like you're sending it to everybody back at me and everybody else who's listening. And at least we have that, right? I'd love to hear what you have to say about all this. As a parent myself, I don't need to tell you how busy you are as a parent. Our next partner makes serving healthy meals much easier for me and much more enjoyable for my kids. It's Nurture Life. And here's something I didn't even think about until Nurture Life. A lot of kids' foods can actually contain heavy metals. Nurture Life is the only kids meal brand that tests all their meals for heavy metals, so I can feel confident while also getting dinner on the table in 1 minute. This podcast is sponsored by Nurture Life. It's 2025. Are you still feeding your kid like it's 2005? Nurture Life is a meal delivery service that makes nutritious meals and snacks your kids will actually want to eat while giving parents the support they need to. Nurture Life's whole menu is perfect for kids aged 10 months to 10 years old. Their fresh meals and snacks are delicious, nutritious, and fully cooked. That means they're ready to serve in just 1 minute. Hands down, my kids' favorite meal from Nurture Life is the corn dogs. I mean, last night, they actually both had the corn dogs. And I'm going to be honest, I'll sneak a corn dog. They are so good. When my kids get home from school or we need to get out the door or we have activities, Nurture Life is my go-to. And I don't feel guilty getting dinner on the table in a quick way while making sure they're fed in a nutritional way and on to what we have to do. And I also love that Nurture Life's meals are made fresh every week, so they aren't frozen like those other meal kits. So head to nurturelife.com/KYA and use code KYA for 55% off your first order plus free shipping. That's right, 55% off plus free shipping. Once again, that's nurturelife.com/KYA, and make sure you use my promo code KYA. Even if you aren't a parent with young kids, you might have parent friends who struggle with mealtime. Make sure to share our code so our show gets the credit. Remember, put your little ones first with healthy meals from Nurture Life. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys.
All right. So, like I said, I'd love to see you over on our Facebook page, a lovely little corner of the 5D in the online world, and we can make our connections there in positive ways, our soul relationships that we make there. But how have you been dealing with the online world, Scott?
Well, as most of you know, like TikTok, I got rid of.
Yes, you did. A long time ago.
A long time ago. That was, I think it was about 2 years ago.
It was.
That was when they took the hostages.
Oh, and they were doing terrible things.
And, you know, I would just go on there and all of a sudden I flip. You know, what do you do? I get flick.
Horrific violence.
And I don't need to see that. And in my daily, you know, when I'm just eating breakfast.
Right.
So I got rid of that app.
Oh,
you know, I look, I'll be honest. I've just been watching Vampire Diaries. I broke. I cracked.
We broke him.
You've seen it, what, 8 times? I don't know. How many times have you watched it from finish to end?
It's a fall show.
Yeah.
It's a fall favorite.
You know, Abby and you were watching it and you started it. And I'd come in here and there. And that's what I do. Like, you know, I just pop in, I pop out.
Yeah.
And, you know, then I pop in and out a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I pop out a little bit more. Because, you know what? It's actually okay.
I know.
Look, I can make up rip it apart for certain things, and I always say it's a CW show, and it's like a soap opera, but you know it's not bad.
We should make this overtime.
Okay.
All right, overtime. In case you don't want to hear about Scott's experience with Vampire Diaries,
which you probably don't.
You should probably go.
Yeah, there's no reason for you to stay
anymore.
Reason to
stay.
Yeah, it's time to go now. Anything we say, it's on you.
It's on you.
Not on us.
Those are the rules of overtime. Okay, so let me set this up.
Yes.
Spoiler alerts for if you haven't. I mean, the show's old, so like we can't really spoil things for you, but we can spoil it for Scott. Okay, he's very. So he is on season 2, episode 2. He just finished episode 2 of season 2.
Right.
So we can't do spoilers. I'll just tell you what's going on right now.
Okay.
We have Stefan and Damon and Elena and Catherine. Elena's doppelganger just kind of popped into the picture and she's causing ruckus, and Caroline just turned. Okay, so Scott.
Yes. And we just learned there's werewolves.
And we just learned that the Lockwoods are werewolves.
The Lockwoods are werewolves.
Okay, so Scott.
Yes.
Are you team Stefan or team Damon?
Well, here I've already flip-flopped.
Yes.
Okay, so in the beginning episodes, I was totally team Stefan.
Yes.
And I thought Damon was like creepy, smirky. Yeah. You know, he always give you that smirk after he said something.
Abby calls him a smirkaholic.
Yeah, exactly. He's a smirkaholic.
Yeah.
And, you know, you and Bree, because Bree's watched the show too, would always be like giving me looks like, Stefan?
Yeah,
really?
You don't get it. You don't get it.
I don't get it. And so I was definitely team Stefan.
Right.
And then came this episode where it changed everything for me.
Yeah.
I'm watching it, and all of a sudden, this is a spoiler, right? This is like the huge spoiler of the show.
Yeah, like I said, we're doing spoilers all the way up to season 2, episode 2.
So he gets turned into a vampire, and then you have to eat someone.
Wait, who?
Stefan. Stefan gets turned into a vampire.
In the yes.
Yeah, he gets turned, and then
in the flashback when Stefan turned,
right,
he went to visit his dad.
Yeah.
To say like, hey, Dad, I'm not going to make the transition.
Yeah, but in this vampire series, you have to eat someone pretty quickly. After you've been turned
to make the full transition.
Right, otherwise you die.
Right.
You know, fine. And he eats his dad.
It's crazy.
He eats his dad.
I actually forgot. I must forget that every time I rewatch it.
Yeah, I mean, I was so shocked.
Because and then Bree came in at that time and she's like, oh my God, I forgot this. Yeah. And I'm like,
How
forgot
did you forget
this.
That?
I don't know how, but we were all like, oh, he ate his own dad.
He ate his own dad.
Like, that's a lot.
And then right from that moment, I switched to Team Damon.
Right.
So then I was Team Damon.
Yeah.
And then, fine, I was Team Damon for a little while. And then Stefan, for some reason, got more normal again. Like, they got him off the blood or whatever.
Right.
The human blood.
Because you're like, oh, Damon, you know, he's so up front. At least he's up front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Damon, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, kills the brother.
Kills Jer.
He just snaps his neck.
Yeah.
Now, Jer happened to be wearing, what is that, super duper ring that saves your life.
Yeah, the you can't kill me ring.
Right. And the whole question was, does Damon know that he's wearing this ring?
Yeah.
And he didn't know.
You find out he
didn't know. He admits he didn't know.
And now.
So right then and there, I went back to Team Stefan. And now Stefan's normal in season 2.
Yeah, so far.
So far, he's normal. And Damon's kind of being bad, claiming he's going to kill everyone.
He's like jerky again.
Yeah, and, you know, he's whatever. So right now I'm back to Team Stefan.
It's really hard to be Team Damon because he killed Lexi.
Okay, I missed that episode.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I didn't?
Didn't you? Oh, did you?
I mean, someone dies every episode.
You were in and out season 1, the first half, and then you really locked in the second half of season 1.
Yeah.
Now, like when something happens, like for example, when Damon killed Cher, you were like, what? What? Like you lose it. Or when we fight, or when like Catherine suffocates Caroline and it's like, you know, tell game on is your message. And you're like, no, what hell? Wait. And then you're like, did she have blood in her system?
Yeah.
What?
Well, I was really proud of myself because I got because it's the same actress playing two parts, which is a little weird. Do they have budget issues or something? And
she's a doppelganger.
Whatever. Okay, fine. No one look exactly the same.
Right.
Like someone's got to get a tattoo.
Well, you're not there yet. Yeah.
But right.
Someone's got to get a tattoo. I guess.
And then so at the end of season 1, Catherine was with Damon.
Right.
And then I figured it out before she chopped off the fingers.
You did?
Of Uncle John, right?
When?
Yeah. Remember I screamed it? I'm like, that's Catherine.
Like
I screamed it out loud.
I think it was as she was cutting off Uncle John's fingers.
I knew it. No. I called it.
No, not when she was with Damon. You didn't know.
Oh, come on. Give it to me. Give me the credit.
No, because like when she makes out with Cat.
Oh, maybe. Okay, fine.
Yeah, you were like, what is she doing? What's Elena doing? Oh my gosh.
Maybe when she lets him in the door. Listening
to Scott watch the show is like basically he's talking to himself out loud with all these questions, and we can't. I'm not answering.
I do have a lot of
these.
Questions.
Yeah.
Most of my
like,
questions.
What's she doing? What's going on? Why is she kissing him?
Yeah.
Why would she do that to Stefan? And then Aunt Jen is like, come in. And then.
Yeah. But most of my questions actually revolve around vampires in general because there's so many vampire series.
Yes.
And then this one's got rules and you got to like, what are the rules here?
That's always the fun part. You find out the rules of that universe.
Right.
For vampires.
Like I've never heard of that thing called, was it Vervain or Vervain?
Well, you get all confused because you used to be really into True Blood.
Right.
So you keep getting confused. You're like, why aren't they loyal to their makers?
Right. In True Blood, you're loyal to your maker. And this
one, it's just not a thing. Or you're like, why can they change their appearance? Because in True Blood, like what you are, you stay.
Right.
Like that kind of thing. And I told you, and in Twilight, like when whoever's made a vampire in Twilight immediately gets hot. Like they get like really hot.
Right.
So like no matter who you are, when you turn into a vampire, you get hot or whatever.
Right.
In True Blood, whatever you are when you get turned. So if you're 80 years old, you're an 80-year-old vampire, you know, like that. Yeah. Or like if you're just a regular looking person, you're a regular looking person vampire, like that. And then there's discovery of witches vampire rules, which is similar. But then in this one, they never talk about that. So when people turn, they just happen to already be hot.
Okay.
Because it's a CW.
And in this one, it's a CW show. And in this one, everyone has like a ring for something. Like
it's the rings. Yeah, that's annoying.
Like vampires in any other series cannot come out during the day.
It was limiting, obviously, the writing, so they had to.
Yeah, they needed them to come out during the day. I get it. But yeah, that's kind of weird that they could come out in the day.
Yeah.
The other thing that's weird is this town. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen a town with that many parades and parties. I mean, every weekend they have some crazy party in this small town.
It's like Gilmore Girls. It's a lot of parties in their little town.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to live there. I mean, I'm okay living there with the vampires.
A lot of animal attacks.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good escape. You know, other shows that are good to escape on would be, I don't know. My Brianna keeps wanting me to get into Gossip Girls. I cannot get past episode 4 for the life of me. I just can't do it.
All right.
So I don't know if y'all think I should get more into it. Let me know.
But your claim on this series is
I like
that
Supernatural.
It's going to get like some seasons are really kind of unwatchable. You said.
Yeah.
So we're not there yet, though.
You can't think about that. You know, it's one day at a time.
It weighs on my mind.
I know it does. It's one day at a time with Vampire Diaries. You know, like you're in season 2, so it's almost like anybody who's watched this before wishes they were you seeing it for the first time. Really? That's how good season 2 is.
People are envious of me.
Yeah. And season 3 is good too, and season 4 is good. Yeah. And it really depends who you talk to about 5, 6, and 7.
There's a lot of Vampire Jumanji in this too. You know?
Oh, it's a little awkward.
It's a little too much Jumanji, Vampire Jumanji.
It's a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's hard to believe that they're like, how is Stefan 7? It's supposed to be 17. Because he looks like 40.
Yeah, that too.
They have very mature faces.
I like when Brie always tells me what they're doing now. Like
yes,
she always tells me the two brothers, like they're selling their wares somewhere. Whiskey they make or something.
Summerhalder, I guess he's really an environmental activist. And in one of her classes, they watched a whole documentary and she was just like, that was her favorite day. She's like, oh, Damon. Damon, I'll do anything for Damon.
Yeah. But I guess they sell their whiskey.
He's extra. Damon's a little extra. You don't want to know
stuff.
I don't like to know about their real lives. Yeah. It ruins it for me. I like to just keep them in the story. but they are very funny together, and they have like a good, like, they do have a brotherly like relationship, the actors.
Okay. Well, do you know their colors offhand or no?
Yeah. Damon is indigo green. Well, Ian Somerhalder is indigo green.
Okay.
And then Stefan, Paul Wesley is blue purple. But then I would say
in real life, he's blue
in
purple.
Real life. But then I would say their characters, like Damon, Salvador.
Oh, let me guess. Okay. So
now that I know the show, this is aura fiction. So
right, aura fiction.
Everyone can have whatever.
Of course,
we can argue it.
All right. So Damon, he has to have purple in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Purple bomb. He's a big purple bomber.
Purple bombs things all the time. But he's got like maybe a little tiny blue buried in there somewhere.
Interesting. Okay.
It's in there.
Okay.
And again, I haven't seen all the season, so I don't know. And then his logic color, oh man, it would probably, is he a green or is he a red? Is he red purple?
I would say he's more, to
green
me,
purple?
green purple, because he's got all these, like, he's always planning and plotting.
Right,
he's got great plans.
Yes. He's always on top of the drama.
Yes,
he's
loves
very
drama.
on top of it. Yeah. All right, and then Stefan in real life.
In real life, he's purple blue. Paul Wesley.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sorry, I apologize. What was Ian Somerhalder in real life?
Ian Somerhalder's green indigo. Yeah.
Okay. So he's okay. All right, and then Stefan, I would say, and again, I know he changes a lot, so he's kind of like,
right.
But he's got like, sometimes he's like, he reminds you of a red blue.
Okay.
But then other times he's not.
Yeah.
When he gets all like on the blood. When he's on the blood.
That's like his addiction. So that's like his ego stuff. I wouldn't say that's him.
Okay. I would say his true colors could be red blue.
I think so. I always think he's like very indigo.
Indigo.
Like
red indigo?
I would say he's more like purple indigo as a vampire. That's just me. Only because even he just explained it. He's like you get accentuated when you're a vampire, and I could feel other people's feelings, and I was really sensitive, and now it's more so. So he was kind of describing the indigo thing.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I just put it blue.
He likes to write in his journal.
But the red, he is very protective of people. Like
that's true.
He's always like, even like the one that just switched.
Caroline?
Yeah. Like he's trying to help her, keep her alive, show her the way. I think he's got that red in him. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Sure.
Maybe he just wears red. Maybe that's his GSD color.
Oh.
Yes.
It's his GSD.
Red is Stefan's GSD color.
Yes.
Okay. And then the main character, Elena. Okay. So she's got to be purple too. There are a lot of purple characters here. Purple blue for her?
I would say purple blue.
Purple blue?
Yeah, okay. And Nina Dobrev is purple blue.
Okay. And then the Catherine.
Oh, Catherine.
Well, she's got the red purple?
Yeah, I always think she's like a red purple.
Okay, red purple.
Because she's saucy.
She's scary.
Yeah, I like her. She's scary, funny. No, I like how she makes fun of everyone and messes everyone up. I think it's funny.
Oh my god! And then who's the other one? Caroline.
Oh, Caroline.
She's obviously
yellow.
Yeah,
oh my god!
Yeah,
and Candace King in real life is
yellow
purple. And then in this one, she's kind of like, I would say she's a tricolor because she's always like a little confused.
Yeah, she's always kind of whirling around.
She's got her issues. But yeah, okay.
We could do this again and do all the other characters.
Yes, I'm sure everybody wants that.
Yes, if anybody's still left, which you shouldn't be. Actually, no one should be listening to this right now.
No, we should go.
Then we could do it again.
All right. Well, this podcast is for you and about you, and we're so glad you spent some time with us today.